Impressions Expo is coming up so soon. We are headed to Fort Worth, Texas, and we are very excited about this year's conference agenda with a lot of great new speakers and also speakers who don't need much of an introduction because they have been around, and oh my gosh, the industry knowledge is going to be strong here. I've got Terry Combs. Terry, are you excited to get out to Impressions Expo this year?
I am very excited. You know, I've been doing these trade shows for many, many years, and Fort Worth is always one of my favorite trade shows. As an attendee and as a vendor, you know, it's a show where people buy equipment. So as a vendor, you know, we love to be there as well.
Absolutely. There's a lot of hands-on action that's happening on the expo floor, and then a lot of those takeaways over in the classroom. I think right before we got started, you were telling me when was your first Impressions Expo or ISS?
Well, I attended when I was right out of college, late 70s, but I started my screen printing business out of college, and but the first time I spoke was in Dallas, 1991. So wow. That's called industry veteran. That's what we're going to stick with.
Absolutely, that's you. And so yes, I'm sure you have learned a lot along the way. I know you've got some great knowledge that you're going to be sharing in the sessions, but is there anything else that you're really looking forward to at the show?
Oh gosh, you know, for somebody like myself who's been in the industry so long, a big part of it is, you know, seeing all those old friends in booths and attendees. I've made lots of friends over the years, just Texas and Oklahoma decorators as well. So looking forward to seeing a lot of folks.
Yes, networking is definitely one of the top reasons that people come to trade shows. You just can't beat that. So Terry, talk to me now. Obviously, the industry has changed a lot through the years, and the internet definitely changed things too. Your session is going to be talking about everything that you've heard about DTG and DTF printing on the internet is wrong. But I thought everything that you hear on the internet is true. So
yeah, that's what I used to believe as well. You know, somebody did point out to me once that, you know, you're on the internet. So I'm going to amend this to say almost everything on the internet is wrong.
That's
but,
right.
You know, it's tongue in cheek, obviously, but there's lots of good information on the internet, and there's also some bad information on the internet. And here's the problem. If you're new to the industry or you're new to digital decorating, you may not understand what the difference is. So it can be overwhelming for you. So in the seminar, I'm going to kind of sift through all this information to help you have a better understanding of the DTG and the DTF process. And in other words, I'm going to help you be a more educated buyer or more educated operator. So we're going to walk through the entire DTG process, pre-treating everything. We're going to walk through DTF printing on a DTG printer. And we're also going to talk about standalone DTF printing. So I'm going to help you understand the technology so that you can get the most out of the trade show. And you know, I've been in production floor garment decorating for decades, obviously. So DTG printing for nearly 20 years, with the very first machine that was on the market, and spent the last couple of years with DTF printing as well. So I'm really looking forward to, and I always look forward to this in seminars, folks coming with all their questions about this process. Hey, I don't have to be talking about this over here. You can ask me any question you have, and I'm more than happy to answer those questions and have conversations with all the attendees.
That's good to remind people about that too, because as a lot of attendees are planning their agendas and their sessions, especially for your course, for maybe those who are new to the industry, you know, knowing that speakers like you are there to answer those questions, bring it with you, because if it's not
exactly
in class, I'm sure you have an answer for it. I know that there's going to be other speakers too that are really going to be there sharing really their experiences and some tips too. You know, obviously besides yourself on the list, are there any other can't miss sessions that you would recommend that attendees check out?
Well, my podcast, Two Regular Guys, we'll have Eric Campbell, who's our show producer, and he is the guru of embroidery. So do not miss his sessions. I think he has several, but man, he is a wealth of knowledge in the world of embroidery. So take advantage of that. And I'm also going to be participating, not as a speaker, in the symposium, Wish I Knew Then What I Know Now. I'm going to come in at the 2.5 hour mark and host a panel discussion. So it's going to be Stan Banks, who's been to my screen printing class, my longtime friend Mel Lay, and Zach Acorn, who has an awesome story to tell about his experience in the industry. I hosted this, as you know, at the Atlantic City show, and it was great. We had to say, okay, we got to go. There's another session coming in. So really looking forward to having a chat with those guys as well.
Yes, that session was very popular in Atlantic City, so it's great that it was able to be brought back for those who haven't attended it. And hey, if you ended up going to 2, maybe you'll pick up some things you didn't hear the first time.
Exactly.
So Terry, what would you say, as those in the decorated apparel space are closing out the year here, September, with Impressions Expo in 2023 and looking ahead to the new year in 2024, what do you think is the biggest challenge, but also the biggest opportunity that's ahead for the industry?
Yeah, sure. It's a known fact that dollar sales in decorated apparel are just going up, 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 up. But, and I talk to decorators all the time about this, the size of their orders are going down, down, down. So lots more orders, but smaller runs. So what does that translate to? That means that all decorators out there are going to need some level of digital decorating technology in their shops. I was talking to a decorator just a few days ago, and he's running, I think, 4 automatic presses. Well, he's buying a DTF printer also because he says, I can't run my automatics for some of the orders that come in that are shorter runs. So, it's an Amazon world. I want one, I want it custom, I want it now. So every decorator on some level is going to have to be able to address those customers, and it's here. It's not in the future, it's here.
Yes, you want it now or you want it yesterday.
Exactly.
For sure. So, well, for attendees that are still looking to get registered, I just want to let everybody know that registration for Impressions Expo is still open, and you can catch up with great speakers like Terry and all of the friends on the expo floor for some networking, new products, new tips, and new advice for the new year. So Terry, I'm going to let you get back to it, and we will see you and we'll see everybody else in Fort Worth.